Although they do have a... Did you hear that? That was Jinx. Welcome to my living room. The Christmas decor has arrived. I do want to say, while this is very heavily Christmas themed, I don't actually celebrate Christmas in the religious sense. I will say that it's very aesthetically pleasing. You know, the lights, the fire, the hot chocolate, the glühwein. There's just something cozy and warm and just really magical about all of it. And I really appreciate that aspect of Christmas. So I wanted to put it out there that even if you don't celebrate Christmas, I do want to wish you a very happy, merry, joyous, whatever it is you celebrate. Or don't celebrate. Just have a happy new year. Because I just quit my job, this is going to be... Hold on, my microphone is being weird. How's that? Yes? No? Okay. This is really my first, foray back into a personal life, I guess. You know, I have spent so many years at this point not doing anything but work. You know, every now and then we'd go out and have some fun or do something quick. But now I'm changing that. So that's what this is. It just happens to be the holidays, this time of year. So it just worked out that we're going all in on Christmas. We wanted to spend some time together as a family and also as a couple and just have a nice time together, which honestly is something we haven't done, at least for that amount of time, in a very long time. And one more thing, I am warning you now, this is going to be incredibly, disgustingly wholesome. Not all of my content will be so wholesome, but
this is going to be wholesome.
So let's get into it. So the first thing we did was on Friday night, and we went to what is called Winter Wonderland. We did it once before when we first moved to Portland. So it was 4 years ago at this point. Oh man, my dog always likes to chew on bones when I'm recording, so that's happening. Winter Wonderland is this experiential light art installation that you drive through. And it is at the Portland Raceway. So you are literally driving around the racetrack. I honestly couldn't even begin to guess how many lights are involved and how many people it takes to actually set this up every year, but they do it every year. And it is a benefit for, so all proceeds from the event will benefit Sunshine Division's year-round hunger relief efforts that provide thousands of free, nutritious meals to Portland families in need. I love that. And speaking of money, I will say it is not inexpensive. You pay by the car. I think it's $48 per car. So, you know, you are going to pay for your evening of magic. It was worth it. It was really magical. So we wanted to bring our dogs. We thought, maybe they will enjoy just the visuals. And again, that kind of aesthetic of all of these beautiful twinkling lights in the dark. And oh my gosh, they loved it, especially Jinx. He would step up and put his little paws up on the window and look out like he is having a moment. So cute. So yeah, totally worth what we paid. So that was super magical. Nice thing to do on a Friday night. And really, kick the weekend off of festivities in a wholesome, family-friendly kind of way. What's next on the docket? Let's see. Yes, trimming the tree and, decking out the house with our holiday decor. I don't know, it brings a lot of joy to us to have the twinkling lights and just, These two dogs, I swear. Anyway, so the plan for Saturday morning was to trim the tree and have some brunch and really just have kind of a lazy morning, getting into like the home Christmas spirit. So I got up a little bit earlier as I usually do. I use that time to kind of like prime the house for the decorating later. You know, we had the tree up. I had the lights on the tree already. I went and I got the decorations out of storage, kind of took them out of the box and ready to actually take out of their like individual wrappings within the box. It's like all set to go so that when we were having like the family moment of decorating the whole house, we didn't have to do any of that stuff. It was really just like, okay, it's decoration time. I don't know. It's just, I feel like it's a nice thing to do. Bex was still upstairs working out and I had a little bit of rest. You know, Minnie and I cuddled on the couch. I had a little bit of water and some coffee and generally just like kind of had my time to wake up. And then I got brunch started. And let me tell you, I went like pretty all out on the brunch. You know, it's supposed to be a family weekend, so I didn't want to just do like some toast or whatever. There's nothing wrong with toast, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I just wanted to take it up a notch, make it like more special, you know? I got some vegetables going. I make this like egg and rice dish. It's egg whites. I can't eat egg yolks, side note. So everything I make as far as eggs are concerned is always going to be egg whites. So yeah, what I first do is like I get some rice into a pan with, I don't know, some beans, some corn, some bell peppers, onion, kind of whatever I've got around the house as far as veg. I'll just throw it in there, chop it up real small, and get it all kind of not crispy, but nice and cooked. And so it's not like mushy rice, you know? And then kind of push it all to the side and I put my egg whites in on the other side of the pan, let them cook up. And it's kind of like a fried rice, I guess, but it's heavier on the amount of egg whites. I don't know how to explain it, but it's really delicious and we love it. And we eat it over just some like greens, a light salad, with a very light dressing that I actually will make my own version of. I had these beautiful raspberries that I bought and rinsed, and like just look at them. Ugh, the color. I just want to eat them again right now. They were delicious. So yeah, that was brunch. It's healthy. It was special. And I mean, I don't even have footage of us eating it because I put the camera down and we ate it. It was so good. And you know, it's the kind of meal you feel good about eating too. It's not super heavy, but it is really delicious. So after brunch, we put on a couple of our favorite Christmas movies, shows, whatever you want to call them, holiday specials. We love the Jinx and Dela holiday special. I mean, obviously, one of our dogs is named Jinx. Jinx Monsoon is the drag queen. I mean, she is the queen of queens and she is from Portland and we did name our dog after her. And side note, so appropriately named. As you may have heard, Jinx loves to sing. He just sang a little bit over here before. He's really funny and quirky and yeah, he's very dramatic, but like very dramatic. He loves to act. Appropriate name left and right. And yeah, so we watch the Jinx and Dela holiday special every year. There's a RuPaul holiday special we put on in the background. Just really nice, relaxing time before we started decorating the house. Yeah, so we got the tree going. We have a relatively small tree. Yeah, you know, it works for us. It's not a ton of work. So it makes the whole experience a little bit more fun and relaxing, I feel. So every year we just kind of rotate which ornaments we put onto it, which actually kind of makes it a little bit more special even. Because it's like, all right, this year, which are the ones that are going to make it to the tree and kind of go through them. And, oh, I remember this one, we had it up last year, so let's like wait till next year, that kind of thing. And we have the mantle that we put some decorations on, and we have, you know, some special little things that we've gotten as gifts from throughout the year, including a couple cute little mugs and this like little gnome thing, and we put this like Santa face thing on a doorknob every year. You know, as I said, like we don't have too much that we put out. It only takes us maybe an hour and a half to do everything, which keeps it really doable and enjoyable. And it still brings some of that spirit and aesthetic into the home. Yeah, so we had a really nice time. We finished up the movie after we were finished decorating and just chilled out as a family and had just like, you know, we just spent some time together and relaxed. Again, not something I've been doing a whole lot of in the last year, 2 years, 3 years. So it was just really nice to spend that time with the family, cuddle with the dogs, and just generally relax. Then the third and final activity that we did to really bring in the holidays this year was we went to the Silverton Christmas Market. Now, I'm not gonna lie, it was tough getting there. We were kind of tired. We were so cozy in our home and we'd had such a nice day that we didn't really want to leave. It was also raining so hard, like Portland being Portland. And it's about an hour drive without traffic and without rain, like an hour and 20 minutes when you do have those things. So, you know, we weren't highly motivated to leave, but we had heard such amazing things about this market. And, you know, you have to buy tickets ahead of time. This thing sells out. You need to plan ahead of time if you want to go to this thing. So we got it together. We got out of the house and we got down there and it was worth it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was in kind of a bad mood when we arrived. It was hard to find parking. It was raining. It took a long time to get there. I hate driving in the dark and in the rain especially. But as soon as we got there, I saw like hints of what was to come and my attitude started to change. And as soon as we got into that Christmas market, oh my gosh, the lights. So instead of like where we were at the racetrack, here you actually walk on foot through this maze of lights and installations, and like they have all these little nooks where you can sit with they have like a fire pit going, and you can get hot chocolate and glühwein and beers and just have a cozy moment around the fire if you want. It was extensive and beautiful and yes, magical. But it was still very cold out. And luckily there's a beer garden that we could go in, and I made friends with the woman who was like running the bar, and we got some sandwiches. The food, mediocre, but you know, they had live music going on in there. It was cozy, it was warm, we got our warm drinks, and in general, like all of the kind of cranky feelings I might have had from the drive there had dissipated, and Bex and I just had a really nice time. After warming up inside the beer garden, we took the rest of our glühwein and walked around the market a bit. They have all these really cute little stands that are all lit up again for the holidays, and local artists selling their wares, whatever it is, you know, kind of the usual. They've got the candles and they've got the ornaments, and they had this beautiful tree that was lit up. And there was one person there, who was a ceramic artist, who was actually like had a wheel there and was throwing ceramics. You could kind of stand there and watch him working. He was really nice. We chatted with him a little bit. I loved his work. I actually have a ceramics degree, a bachelor's of fine arts in ceramics. So I really love looking at ceramics personally. And man, let me tell you, his glaze work was gorgeous. He did like these high-fired stuff and really achieved these beautiful, rich colors. They also have a Krampus. And Krampus was hella scary, and I loved Krampus. And there was this little girl in front of us who like obviously had this moment with Krampus, just like held his hands and looked deeply into his eyes. And I can't remember exactly what she said. I was too busy just kind of like watching and being like in awe of this little girl who, just really had this connection with Krampus. But she said something like,
"You will always be in my heart."
it's like, oh my God, little kid. Like, I feel like you're pretty rad. Anyway, she moved on after her moment. I had my own little moment with Krampus. And yeah, so we walked through the lights. It was gorgeous. Again, I can't even begin to describe how many lights there were, but super magical, totally worth it, and worth the drive in the dark and in the rain. Then we made the trek home. And yeah, you know, I know that this has been like a lot of holidays. And to be honest, we were kind of holidayed out by Sunday. But super happy we did it all. It was really nice to spend the time with the family. I love that we took the dogs to the lights at the racetrack. They really loved it, especially Jinx. That's our holidays. We got into the spirit. I think I loved it.
It was great.
And it was really nice not working and kind of like, I don't know, having that like F you attitude, I guess, towards work a little bit, because I haven't had that in a long time.
Okay.
So thank you for joining me and my family on our holiday eleganza extravaganza moment. I hope that everyone who's watching is also celebrating in your own ways. I know that the holidays can be tough for a lot of people, and I recognize that. So no matter what you are up to or going through, I do hope you can find some happiness in the holidays if they're hard for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. I promise it's not all going to be quite so wholesome, but I don't know, maybe you like wholesome.
It's not so bad.
And I will see you in the next video.